It's gone to that
it's
thing
gone
again.
again.
Let's see. Maybe we'll be lucky. Please be lucky today. Are we going to be lucky? Maybe not.
No, it's not happening today.
We're back, and we're just going to go for it. We're going to just do a fluke.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fluke it.
It's more so that we don't know what you're. We're just going to look into the camera and smile.
Yeah.
So say hello to us again, everybody. We don't know why it's doing it, but it is fine, and we know that you can see it. And all is no, Paul, we can't see us, but you can see us, and that's the most important. So we're just going to go for it. We can see ourselves on another laptop though, but that's not quite the same. But anyway, we're not going to wait any longer because obviously we want to get on with what we've got today because we're so excited. We were too excited, I think. Even technology's gone a bit haywire for us. So let's see how we get on. It's probably something we're doing which is quite easy to fix, but we don't want to play around too much, just in case that we do something which we shouldn't.
Paul said there should be some F button at the top. I don't know whether he's swearing or actually telling me there's an F button. Okay, F1, F2, this. Oh!
Oh well.
I'm not touching the F buttons.
She's not touching the F buttons, but she's not allowed.
So Dali's going to touch them and play with them.
So we have a screen there. We have this here. That just goes back to my front, which you'll all be able to see. No, we can't.
We're just gonna wing it.
We're just gonna wing it.
We can see off kind of my laptop, so we're just gonna wing it.
So Pip looks a bit cockeyed. That's only because she's looking at the other screen.
And the other reason I'm gonna look cockeyed with alien eyes, as usual.
I'll keep telling you if you're okay.
Hey, where you going? Where you going?
I'm getting my cup of tea.
Oh, you're getting your cup of tea. Don't leave me now, girl.
Okay.
Okay. So when we see it on the monitor, we're slightly delayed. So we're gonna try and I think we're in the right place, right?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So what's going on? As normal, I'm coming to take over again.
She is.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of news, I guess. Lots going on. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Gail. We got quite a bit going on. Today it's really about the ECD, Elizabeth Craft's camera kit.
It is.
Right? So we're going to do that and how I made the box and do a couple of pages with you. We have a surprise in that I've already started another kit and we'll talk about that in a moment. We're going to talk about next week's Facebook Live. Dali's going to talk about, you've got another show coming up. We do, with Crafting with All Brands.
Yeah, Crafting Together with All Brands.
So what are you doing?
So on Saturday at 7 p.m. UK time and 11 a.m. Canada time, we are going to be doing Crafting with All Brands, and it's a mixed media project. We'll be posting that, so just keep your eyes out for that. So that'll be great.
Saturday, this Saturday.
This Saturday on the 6th of June. It's 11 o'clock in Canada and 7 p.m. in the UK. Okay,
so if you haven't joined that group, Crafting with Together with All Brands, it's a great group to join because you get to see all kinds of different products in action. And also, good morning, Pat. Also, if you haven't joined the ECD Planner group, which is with Els, then I would suggest that you join that group too, because you're going to get so much inspiration for the dies that we're actually using today and other planner dies that Els does. And yeah, so I had posted the camera kit there yesterday. Yeah. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for the amazing response that I got and all the questions we got. And we got so many of them.
Harana's asking where to go.
Who is?
So, Harana.
Okay, so I've posted it on my Facebook post. Yeah, I've got it posted on my Facebook post. So, Paul, Harana is a part of your in your group, Dali Art Market group, and she's just having difficulty finding the link, how to get there. Could you send her something, please? Okay, so where was I? So I had posted the other day on the group, and I just wanted to say, I just would like to take this moment to say I'm overwhelmed by the response from everybody in the cyber world. I would like to thank Elizabeth Crafts at this time. Thanks, Els. I would like to thank Esther Glass, and last but not least, I would like to thank Dali, because if it wasn't for her papers and her designs, I would never have been able to make this beautiful camera kit. In fact, she does such a fabulous job between that and the die. I can honestly say to you, everybody who knows me is, no, I'm not really an album person, kind of card kit person, but I have enjoyed this immensely. In fact, I was up to like 2 last night playing around because I've started another one. I love this so much. It's such a clean look that I actually got Dali. I told her what I wanted, and she's designed me a whole new set of papers. And everybody knows in the craft world, Christmas comes in June and July. So of course I got her to do me a set of Christmas papers, but keeping in the same kind of theme and look of these set of papers that Dali designed. And she doesn't know this yet, but I'm already decided I need her to do me a patina rust brown set, because I want to do a steampunk style set. But anyway, we'll get to that. But I just wanted to thank everybody. I'm feeling the love. So what else? What else? What else can we talk about? Have we talked about everything?
I think so. We want to say a big thank you to everybody who's purchased
my goodness,
Elizabeth Crafts design kit, the camera kit, which we can show you is absolutely, I can't even get it on one sheet of massive magnetic board. I'm hoping.
I'm just going to let Honora know in case Paul hasn't tried.
So you can see that, I'm hoping, on there. So it's absolutely massive. And on top of that, we've also got the massive actual outside of the album, which is huge. You've also got all the inserts, but just wanted to let you know we're going to show you how to use some of these.
No.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, good. Okay.
So you can see all the inserts and everything. So you can. So we're going to be going through that and using all of that.
Haha, Dali will be. No.
So yeah, so that's fine.
Very good, Dali. Very good. Considering you couldn't see, I was starting to panic. I'm like, they can't see, they can't see.
Yeah.
But she knows what she's doing.
Yeah. So that's actually, do you want to pull it up and then I'll see where it goes?
Yeah.
That's fine. So do you want to share your kit that you've made?
Do I want to share my kit? Do you want to talk about next week's Facebook, or do we do that at the end?
We'll do that at the end.
At the end, right? Okay, so you let me know, Dali, if this looks good.
Okay.
So, oh look, I can see a reflection.
Oh, you can? Oh, that's brilliant.
So
she's seeing
this
things.
is
I'm just going to go to the comments.
Dali's run off to the comments. She's left me on my own. So this is a box that I made. I just love it. So this is using Dali's papers. And here's my little camera kit that I made. Now, this is far from done. I have lots of work to do on this still. Lots of more inserts to do. But I started it, and I did want to share it because we said we would do the Facebook Live. If only I had more time in the day to continue doing this. So my thought process when I put this book together is I start with the front and the back cover first and make sure that they kind of follow the same theme. These papers make it really easy. And then I do a couple of pages, and then what I start doing is I start matching them up. So when you open it, the pages are quite similar. The other thing in my thought process is I don't try to make it too bulky in the same areas where the pictures go, just so that when you close it, it flows a bit better. And then as you can see, I tend to keep the pages quite similar. This one, all that I've done is...
I just want to raise it a little bit higher, sweetheart.
Oh, so with this one, so I'll just go back.
Yeah, just raise it a little bit higher.
So the front, and that's the back. And that's what I start with, the front and the back. And then I start working on the covers. Now, my two pages tend to look very similar in style, which is easy to do with this paper. And I was just saying, I tend to keep where the photo goes in different areas because I don't want it to be too bulky. And on this one, all that I've done is that I've just done some die cuts and used some distress inks to match the paper. And you're going to notice that there's a theme of how the pages actually match.
We're doing all right, looks lovely. Can you also show the box again, please?
Yes, and I can show the box again too. It's blind here, oh my goodness.
That's great.
So there you go. So that's the book. Like I said, I got lots to finish yet. And the way I wanted to do it was, I wanted my front page to be similar to my box front page. Okay, so there you have it. So this is a box top. It just goes all the way around. I'm going to be showing you how I came up with that, or how I made it. And then this is a box bottom. So this is a lot deeper than the lid. Okay, so that is how I came about with this. Now, I don't throw anything away. I keep all my scraps, and I'll talk about that in a minute, because this has so many little dies to it that you can, this has so many little dies to it that you can use it on the smallest of little papers. So there you go. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera down now, and I'm going to show you how I went about making the box. So bear with us, because we can't see, remember. So Dali's my guide, if you will.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind, but that's okay.
Yeah, we're delayed here, but that's okay. So
Tracy's saying that they love the box.
Ooh.
It's a great idea. Andrea's doing her camera album as we speak, so there's a lot of people who are joining us.
And I'm going to make sure that that's centered. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about this. When these papers came out, and it was our first set, when we did them, is it 4x5, Dali?
Yeah, these ones are 4x5 that I've designed.
Okay.
They were designed blindly, actually, because at that point I didn't have the camera kit.
Yeah, we didn't have the camera kit at that point, right?
So they've been designed not just for that. They were actually designed prior to that. And they can be used in card making, they can be used in scrapbooking. So depending on your printer, Pip will talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
They can be resized.
They can be resized. So what I have here is, this is how I resized mine. So for the inside pages of the book, I kept the original size, which is just about this size. So that was my original size that I kept. For the cover of the box, because the box, I wanted the bird to be more pronounced, bigger than the original, all I did was I went into my printer settings and I put the printer setting at custom size, and I increased it by 50%. So your custom size should say 150%. I only did that on 2 pages because I was going to use them for the front of my box, which is slightly bigger and a different shape than the camera kit. So whatever pages you're going to use for the front of your box or to decorate your box, make sure they're increased to size 150. Okay, so you can see the difference between the size there. So I printed off 2 of the bird papers at the 150%. Okay.
We always print in a black and white, don't we, first?
Yeah, we always print in black and white first. Dali always says that's the best way to go, and then you can practice with it. Now, the top of the box, as I said, is not as deep. So the measurements for this are 6.1 inches times by 7.1 inches. Now that is the full size of your box. Okay, and then what you're going to do, you're going to score it in at 1 inch on each side. turning it every time you score it. So 6.1 by 7.1 inches, the entire size, and then score at 1 inch. Now, when I'm doing my measuring, because I'm not very measurably inclined, I just use this scoreboard. So I literally just take my paper and do marks on it where I need to go. So for this one, I went to 6.1 right there and 7.1. And then I scored it at the 1 inch on all sides. So that is the top of your box. Then all I did was I came in and I cut some slits down the sides on the same sides. And then these are going to turn in. So because I don't want this top part showing when it turns in right there, I hope everybody can see, yeah, turns right there. All I do is I just come in from the corner here. I go straight across so that when you fold it in, you have a nice clean seam like that.
Hi, Els. Harana can see us, but she can't comment.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Els.
And Harana.
And Harana. Yes, and Harana. So there you have it. So you have a clean, seamless seam there. Now, same thing. You're going to go around on all the edges and cut your box. Okay. Now, the next thing that you want to do is do the bottom of your box. Now, the sizes on this are slightly different. This has to be 0.1 smaller than your lid base. So this one is 7 by 8 inches, your bottom box, full size all the way around. You're going to score this one at 1.5. So 1.5 on this one, all the way around. And I'm sorry if I'm not catching the camera. As you all know, we don't have a screen in us where we can see ourselves. So we're going in blind with this. So bottom box is 7 by 8 inches, full size, and you score at 1.5 inches. You're going to come in again, and you're going to cut each of the 4 corners to tuck them in. And again, to make it nice and clean, so that this doesn't stick up or stick out at the top here, what you're going to do is you're just going to come in from this here, and you're going to cut right straight across.
I'm saying we should get Els to make boxes.
Yeah, Els, you need to get us a die cut for this box. And then there you go. So that's how I made the box. And by the time it's all said and done, and just glue the edges together or score tape them, Els has double-sided tape that you can get, and you will have your box. There you go. Perfect fit.
Do you want to show the other one for anybody who's missed it?
Yeah, so if anybody's missed it, I'm just going through how to make this box to hold the ECD camera kitten, Elizabeth Craft Designs camera kitten. And again, if you have not joined the Facebook group, ECD Planners, I suggest you do. So much inspiration there. Okay, so everybody has a different way of decorating their box. This is how I like to decorate my box. Once I have actually cut all my edges, and even done this cutting bit here, I won't go through it right now. What I like to do is decide how I want to decorate this. Now, because this is the bottom part, I'm not going to worry about this area. The other thing about printing at 150% for your box cover sheets is that you have lots of paper left over that matches where you cut the bird from. So all you're going to do, I like to come in, and I'll just work with my top one. And I just like to start placing some cut papers, which are slightly smaller than the score of 1 inch. I like to put them down. And then I like to start building my base. I'll turn it around for you guys. And I like to start building my base. So I tried to figure out what I like. Now with the bird, like I said, I cut out 2, and we're going to give her a pop dot, and we're going to pop that up. Now, you're not going to believe this. They've thought of everything in this kit. You even get little die cuts. And what they do, they cut the corners for you. So die cut cuts little corners, like photo corners, and I chose to use them on my kit. So I just go about just looking at how I want to build this up. For me, I find it easier if it looks like this. But this is what the 2 die cuts look like for the 4 corners.
They're like little houses.
Yeah, little houses. They're so cute. So I would fold these, and these would go there, obviously. Now, one thing Dali and I do is every time we get a new die cut set, is that we already have the pieces cut. We always have one set cut, because what happens is when you have one set already cut, you can take those pieces and you can start playing around with them. Like, do I like this here? You know, do I want this here? Do I want this here? So you can start playing around with it and building your box. Rather than trying to figure out what you want to put there, you always have a set of the die cuts. And then what I do, once I know how I want this to work, I just go and die cut the pieces. Now, everything on this paper that I distressed with Distress Ink Tim Holtz tea dye. And I will show you how fantastic this actually matches with this paper. And the second set of papers Dali did also match a really nice color. But let me just show you how well this will match with the tea dye and how it really speaks to Dali's papers here. So you put that down there. See, that just makes it pop. So you're going to take everything that you have cut, and I won't do it all. You're going to take everything and you're just going to, the sides, and you're just going to keep on distressing them, because what happens when you do that, it will pop more. Take your little corners, distress them, everything that you got there just to make it pop. There's a little die in there that gives you the side for your book. So they go right here. So like I said, always have your pieces handy. You can see what you're doing. Now, the next step is, what I basically did was, I have this little square right here. So I popped up everything a little bit. So I just put a little baby pop dot, whoops, baby pop dot to lift this up a little bit to give it dimension. And this has got to be one of, I think, Dali, one of our best sellers. I think it was my second range that I came out with. And it's this stamp set here. It's called Handmade with Love. And I can honestly tell you, there's not one stamp in here that I don't use. But I was so pleasantly surprised with how well the place photo here fits in with the die cuts of the ECD camera kit. It fits in so perfect. Yeah. So I've got it here on the front of the camera book. I hope you can see that. And I've got it here on the box too. And I've got it throughout my book. So it doesn't matter what part of the camera kit that you're using, whether it's the round part or whether you're doing it under the framework, or even if you've got a square one, it just works perfectly. So, but again, this has lots of elements. It's got Made with Love, just for you by me, created by, Happy Mail, handmade by, handmade with love, customized by. So just a great stamp that you can use in a lot of things, but I love this stamp. So I'm just going to show you how well and crisp it does stamp, because I like to show my stamps. So I'm just using some VersaFine black onyx here. Oops, black onyx, VersaFine. And you're just going to come in and that's it. Just going to come in and stamp that down. And these are available on my website and Dali's website.
Yeah.
I think these are some that we always have standing because they're so popular. So there you go. So then what I do, after I've distressed everything, put it all down the way that I want it, the next step is I just come in and glue everything down. Once everything is glued down, it is then that I construct my box. And you can construct your box and do it. You can do it the way that I do it. Again, the only reason I do it is because visually, for me, I need to see that everything works. So for instance, I've got a lot of darkness going on there. Maybe I want to put this part here. So it just allows me to play. I've got lots of action going on there, so maybe I want it more plain on that side. So it's just a matter of, well, that wouldn't work, but that's just a matter of how you want to play with it. So I always just do a base, glue it all down, distress it, and that's it. That will be the top. And then when you do the bottom, you're just going to do the same thing. You're just going to come in, put your strips down, and then go ahead and glue it. And on this one, you can see a little bit better what I mean about the insides being neat and tidy. Okay, so that is your camera box. If you have any questions or you couldn't see something or the measurements because we can't see what we're showing you at this point, just reach out to us and we'll answer all your questions. Now, last but not least, this is going to be my most favorite thing in the world. Dali knows I love my 3D pens. I don't know if you see the little birdie eye there, but it's a shiny little 3D eye. So all you're going to do is take a little 3D pen to finish it off, and you're going to give her a nice little black eye. Without punching her, you're going to give her a black eye. That's it. That is your box and your lid.
I'll take that away for you to let dry.
You can take that away for me to dry because this will be a second box. Maybe I can gift it to somebody. Okay, now I talked a little bit about how I come up with doing my pages. It's nothing exciting. It's nothing like, oh my God, really smart. I like to keep a theme going. So you can see some of the camera film in the printed papers there. So I've kept it going through here. I also kept some of the green here and there. So that's how I like to do it, one page at a time. This one was all about just putting in some other die cuts and playing with the papers. You can see again, I've got the dark here and the dark here that matches. So these are actually printed from the original size. And I don't get rid of anything. I keep everything because what I do is with my leftover papers, that's how I cut the reinforcements with the die. This page here, what I did, I used the main die to cut the actual, I don't know, maybe Elizabeth Crafts could help me, the main part of the camera kit that will have the binder clips. And then what I went and did, once I got my background, because I wanted a solid white background to make the flowers pop, I just went then and die cut this on it. So that allowed me to then have a frame. So that's what I did there. Yeah, I was trying to be clever. And again, keeping it similar to what I'm doing. The pages do have different size images on them. So it's fun because you can have a big light bulb and then you can have a small light bulb. Again, you can see I've carried this through. Now I tried to do my my element placements either opposite or in different places so that it wouldn't be super bulky. Now this here is just tea dye on some white cardstock and then die cut, and then with the film die cut on top. This is just distress tea dye, and same here, and then place a photo here. But the cards work beautifully. So I've got the film there, and as you can see, the film there is kind of just, you know, pointing to the fact that you've got film there. So there is a reason that I've done this. And then this has got to be, it's got the plainest page, but my most favorite page. Again, I've carried it through. Now, That's about the only thing that I really put thought into, to be honest. The papers really work for themselves, as does the camera kit. Does for me the pattern or the theme flow? That's my first thing. The second thing is, where do I want it to be bulky? I've got a little bit of bulk here, and I've got bulk here. So when I shut it, it kind of just levels out properly. So that's my next step. Then I pull all my die cuts that I have cut for my sample, and then I start placing them and playing with them once I've chosen the paper which I want to kind of match. Okay, so that's just my thought process of how I do it. There's so many little elements in there, and I think these are great gifts to give for people to use. And I'm just going to show you a couple of pages here that I won't keep you guys long. I'm going to show you, so this is how I usually have my little pieces already cut. These would first have to all be distressed. So for instance, I've got these 2 pages. Oh, sorry. So I have these 2 pages now. Now I'm putting these together because for me, they have a slight match. It's not much, but it's a match. So when I cut these papers out, I also use these papers to continue on to cut out this die cut, which will reinforce them. So just imagine that these have already been distressed, every little element. Okay, and then that's what I do. And then I start pulling out my die cuts and seeing, does that go here? Maybe I can put this here. And that's just how I just continue to build up. There isn't really no special way that I do this. Maybe I will say, I like that flower there. Maybe a photo can go here, and more of this one can come down here. Maybe I want to tuck this little smiley face there. Now, I want to tell you, this is basically this cut from here. I want to tell you, do not get rid of anything you have, because you can do so much. I mean, just even if you build this up and you bring this little smiley face here, and this is popped up. Let me just distress it for you so it pops up a little bit so you can see it. But what I'm trying to get at, that you won't waste nothing with this die kit, nor with these papers, because you can just use them so much.
And there's so many elements, isn't there?
And there's so many elements. So if I was to just pop that up, I mean, look, that on its own looks great. If you want, then you can bring this in. But basically, that's how I do it. I just get the 2 pages that kind of go together. And then I just start playing around with some of the elements I haven't used. Again, I'm doing it on the same side so that when it folds, it's good. And then what I will do, I will go into my book and I will see where this can fit, because maybe I can fit it in here somewhere. So for instance, this one could actually go in right there, just like that. Just like that. That's how well the papers work. Just like that. I could just put this one in here because it matches so well. Flip this one over once it's all done. And I could actually bring this one in here because this element is right over here. So they're so easy. I can slot them in wherever I want. So don't be afraid. If your book is done, these papers will allow you to work with this and just insert them anywhere. If I really wanted to, I could even come here because this follows through, and then do it just like this here. So there's loads of ways, but my thing is, do not throw away these scraps. They are just amazing.
You've got so many elements.
So many elements. There's so many elements. And like I said, what Dali and I do, we just like to start, Dali's bringing me more elements. We just like to cut them out, because having the cutouts, we got a smiley face here. Having them cut out really allows you to play without committing to the page. And there's more. And then there's more. And then there's more. And I just love these. I just want to show you the detail that's gone into this.
Can I show my favourite
die kit? And Dali's favourite is the camera. This is Dali's favourite. She just loves this camera so much.
I want to put it on everything.
She wants to put it on everything. But I just want to show you the detail that's gone into this kit. Look at these. Like, so they go right here. Like, how cool is that? I mean, you really don't have to think about it. You really don't. So between Elizabeth and Dali, thank you, because Dali will tell you, she's never seen me. I've been like a pig in. Bleh.
Can I quickly ask
That's
you?
How happy I am.
A few people are asking what pound paper did you use, because we don't talk in pounds.
Oh, that's right. I have to talk about that. I had a list of things I had to talk about. So I just use £110 cardstock, £110 white cardstock. First, we get it in Michaels in Canada. So £110, I'm not sure. I know in the UK we go by GSM. But you can just get this at Michael's. It's just regular letter size or A4 paper.
I would say 250 to 300 GSM.
But it is really thick, because what's happening is you're actually taking two and sticking them together. Now, I'll also tell you, Elizabeth Crafts has double-sided tape, which is amazing, which is really, really good for these die cuts. Now, if you're ever stuck in a pinch and you don't have any, I'm just going to show you my little trick. I just put a little bit of glue down on my hand here. And if you take your intricate die cut and you just tap it like this.
So the tape that Elizabeth Crafts does is you can actually send it through the die cut.
Yes, it's absolutely amazing.
And it's especially for detailed dies or intricate dies.
And then you can just stick it down. Okay, and that way you don't have any leakage of the glue. But I recommend getting obviously double-sided tape. But in case you're stuck in a pinch like me, that's what you can do. Okay, any questions, let Dali know. But that's kind of my thought process around how I came up with this.
Love it. You're in love with it, aren't you?
I'm just so in love with it. I'm just so in love with it. I think Els needs to give me something else. Like, I just want to go to town with this stuff now. Yeah, we're going to have...
I know they're bringing a new planner out.
They're bringing a new planner out. Brilliant.
And Els is on Hochanda as well this weekend.
Yes, and Els is on Hochanda this weekend with the camera kit.
Yes.
Yes, so I will see if we can find out how maybe we can post that and get that out there. I know when Els is on Hochanda, I can take the link and post it live, but I don't know how that's going to work, but we can talk to Els about that. Can I show them this now?
Okay.
Okay, so you know, guys, I says I'm in love with the camera kit, so I bugged and bugged. But no, I didn't really have to bug her because
I love it.
Dali loves designing. But I had a concept in my head. The paper's actually designed for this. I'll tell you how it actually came about. Dali and I, we loved the camera kit and we thought, oh, okay, let's get some papers. We've got so many papers, so many paper pads by different companies. And I don't know, Dali's got one here somewhere, without saying names. Anyway, we started playing around with the papers, and what happened was...
It was the Stamperia one, we could say.
Yeah, it was Stamperia. Anyway, it was Stamperia. We started playing around with it, and we just weren't feeling it. It was too busy. We didn't think it was doing any justice to the elements. Everything was kind of getting lost in there, and we tried to jazz it up with some colored cardstock, and I don't know, we just weren't finding the patterned paper was working for us. Now, when Dali did this, and she was like, look what I've designed, and I was like, can you send it to me? And she goes, yeah, but I don't know if I'm completed. I said, just send it. And then Dali actually ended up doing the first camera kit with us, didn't you, Dali? And she did it without having the actual die from Elizabeth at that point, from Els. So she was just blindly making hers. So when the camera kit came in, of course, I had the papers and I just loved them. And going back to why Dali designed these papers was because it was really out of frustration that the papers just weren't speaking to how good and detailed this die cut was. And we really just wanted to pronounce the camera kit. So Dali went ahead and we decided we're going to go fresh. And she designed this. And of course, we have to have our steampunk kind of mixed media element in it. And once I did this, and this is just not finished at all, I said to Dali, okay, I love the negative space. I love this white negative space. This, you got it bang on, because I can't seem to do anything with the patterned papers. You've left so much room for the elements and stuff. So I said, I want the same concept. These are the colors I want. And I want it Christmassy. Because like I said, Create and Craft and Hochanda, I mean, Christmas starts in June in UK this year. Might be July here in Canada. So, bless Dali, she got right at it. And she started designing me papers. And I'm really nitty-picky. But one thing I've learned about Dali is you can tell her a concept and she can pretty much nail it the first time round. So she gave me a couple of the pages because we're still working on it, but you're going to get the general concept. And this is what I was doing till 2 in the morning. I'm going to introduce you to our next camera kit papers designed by Dali, inspired by Pip.
Just get that
but here they are, Christmas time. Can you see them?
Let's see.
So
behind. I'll tell you if you're right.
I've only done a few pages yet. They've got our mixed media element to them, as always. They're a gorgeous green and red. I used the Distress Ink Oxide on this one. I can't remember which one. But I've done the front, obviously, different to the other one.
Peeled paint.
Peeled paint. Use different die cuts on this because I don't want them all to look the same. But the concept is the same. It's a very fresh looking, and it will let your picture stand out. When you put photographs that are all different colors onto patterned paper per se, then your pictures don't stand out, in my opinion. When you're putting pictures onto paper like this that has a lot of negative space, then you allow your pictures to shine that you put in there. Also, this allows us to create specific themes for our camera kits because, like I said, I've got Dali already telling her, hopefully she'll start today, hint, hint, on a patina rust effect one for me. Same concept, lots of white. So that's my first page. And then this is my second page and my third page. I hope you guys can see all that.
Yeah, this looks really good.
My second, so I've got to still put my reinforcements down here like I did on the front. So I've got to put my reinforcements down. So this would be great for the Distress Oxide because it matches again really well. And then I haven't done anything on the back. And then look at this little birdie. It's sitting on holly. And again, this is the inside. This piece here is the inside piece from the front. So that's why I say don't throw anything away because you can use it. So that is the next one. Again, we've got a little mixed media style in there. And like I said, I always like to do my front and my back. So my back will flow through completely to my front. And with these papers Dali did, now that we've got the camera kit and we know the sizes and everything, these ones are, what size, Dali?
These I've done as 4x6.
4x6.
So an A6 size.
Yeah. So I've not enlarged anything on these ones.
No.
But on the box I probably will again.
Yeah. But your printer will allow you to change the settings because the file sizes are very large.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dali knows a little bit more about that. About printer size and all this, but really you just can customize it to any size to make cards, to do anything that you want. Okay, so I'm just going to go through here to show you. I'm just so excited.
I was saying, how do you resize them? So it really depends on your printer, doesn't it?
Yeah, so when you go into your print option, when you hit the print button, it will say, do you want it double-sided? Do you want it black and white? And then it will say auto size, which will give you what it's already set at 100%. Then it will say, do you want to customize? And that's where you would put in 150, 200%, however much bigger you want to get it. So if it's, let's say if it's 4 inches at 100% and you put in 150%, you'll go to 6 inches. So we'll add on 2 inches, right? 50%. You can also do shrink to fit. So you can shrink it to fit the paper that you're printing on. So if you're printing on a 2x3, it will shrink into that. So it's all on the options when you go to print.
So hi to Di, she's liking it.
Hi Di, I'm glad you like it. So like this has got so much work to be done on it yet. I'm so excited. I can't wait. But you guys, this is like not even 10%. The cover is not even done because Paul has sent me some more fun stuff to play with. It's called Snow Crystal and Ice Crystal by Pentart. And I know a lot of you have the ice effect and the rainbow effect, and that is a chunky style. This is so delicate style. So this is going to be perfect for me to play with because it comes in a pen too. Ice crystal pen and snow effect pen. So, you know, I'm just going to be able to come in and, oh, this is just too nice. So this one is the Snow Crystal pen. This will dry very, very white. So I don't know if you can see that, but I've given her a little bit of snow by her feet. And then I will now do the Ice Crystal pen. But I am going to be using these pens to decorate my book. I'm just so excited about this. So you've got one that's transparent crystals and you got one that's opaque crystals. I don't know if you can see them on there, again, because we can't see what you're seeing. And with these guys, the bigger guys, I am going to stencil little baby snowflakes everywhere. And this was an afterthought. So if I was you, before you stick everything down, do your stenciling first. But so what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to go through the pages and start doing some stenciling with these gorgeous effects, which are show up just brilliant on the Paper Dallies design. So I hope you stay tuned for the paper that we're working on. I hope you like the new designs by Dali, and I can't wait to complete this. I don't know when I'm going to get to complete this because we are quite busy, but chances are I'll be sneaking into the craft room when everybody's sleeping because I'm just in love with this kit and these papers. But there you go, the reasons why we came up with the papers. If we missed anything today, I do apologize. It's just that we can't see what we're doing here. Okay, so there is that. Now, what else do we have, Dali, to talk about? Oh, let me show you. Don't throw away anything, because where I cut my little pages from, like I said, this is where I get my reinforcement tabs. Oh, look, I've got another page lying here that I can work with. I keep everything. I mean, how cool is this? That I've cut my reinforcement pages out to just put down onto a page and build up. I like, honestly, don't throw away anything.
Nothing at all.
Don't throw away anything. There's just, and this is like, I know here's a reinforcement. See, I practice and play, and yeah, these pages are gorgeous. So if you print them in 8 by, like if you print them at 150%, this is how big they go. But now just imagine doing some card kits with that. I mean, these pages are done in such detail that when you do enlarge the paper, you're not going to distort the image. But you see, when you do them at this size, it just allows me to have a different look in my book For example, if you look at this page and this page, because I've enlarged this so much, if I wanted to do a page next to it now to make it matchy-matchy, I could actually come in with a bigger one. So that's another reason why you might want to play with sizes, just to give you the same papers, just a different look. Okay, so I think you guys get the gist of what we've done here. And I think just quickly talk about next week's project, and then Dali is going to do a
technique on expand paste for those who bought it last week.
So everybody who brought the expand paste last week, thank you, we've sold out. Paul, I'm going to need more.
We've got one.
I think, no, it's gone yesterday. Somebody took it. They saw the YouTube video. I uploaded a YouTube video on how to use the expand paste. I said I was going to do that, show some samples, so I loaded that. So we sold out on the expand paste. But something else that I posted that I've got a lot of requests for is to do the fox tag that I did. So that is here, and to talk about some of the techniques that I used. I don't know if you can see that gorgeous vintage crackle that I've done there. So I'll be posting that up shortly, but this will be next Tuesday's Facebook Live. Now, I will see what you guys can do if you want to follow along in terms of a kit, but I'm going to tell you right now, somebody saw this, and I hadn't even been 30 seconds, I think I had it posted, and pretty much cleaned me out of all the papers that I had with the fox on them. That is Stamperia Forest paper. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to craft along, I only have 4 of these sheets left. Having said that, I already have done the fox one. So the other 2 sheets that I've got are these ones. They're so cute. I might do the squirrel, call him Norman, Dali's favorite, Norman. So I might do the squirrel. I might do some elements from here. I might change it up a little bit. The back of these papers are also patterned. So whichever paper you pick, that will be your, half of that paper will be your background. So this one's a little bit different. Maybe I'll use 2, maybe I'll use 3. But I'm telling you right now, the fox I only have 4 left of because somebody saw the tag and cleaned me right out. You know who you are, and I think you're watching today. Thank you. Mm-hmm. But there you have it. So this will be next week's project. We have the tags. We'll use Pentart Crackle Paste. Most of you have that. Well. This is my deer stamp. I love the wording on that deer stamp. It's Roam Yonder, Venture into the Wild. So you'll have the tag, the paper, most of you have the crackle paste, and then I used vintage paste, which is called Antique Paste by Pentart, to get this really scrumptious crackle effect. Okay, so there you have it. So that will be next week's kit. Let us know who needs any of this. So basically, it's the Antique Paste Umbra. Some of the double-sided papers, depending on what you want to do. The crackle paste, white, and the primer, and a tag, and some grass, and a few elements. Just let us know. That's it. I am done. I am out. I hope
flowers.
The flowers.
Say they're a die cut from one of your.
They're a die cut. It's really funny because Peggy's probably watching. So Peggy gave me, I went to her home. Peggy had actually injured herself. So we've been, all of his friends have been going to visit her. And she's got a
distancing.
Social distancing. Yes, we were social distancing. And she's got a craft room to die for. So I took all the precautions like a good girl because I have to come home and don't want to make Dali sick and mum and dad and little sis. I went into a craft room because I had to find her something, and she has this big wall, this magnetic wall is huge, and it's all got dies on it. So I just went to town and because she's hurt herself. She won't be using the dies anytime soon. So I helped myself to a bunch of dies, and that's where I got those from. So if you don't have those dies,
use any flower dies.
Use any flower dies that you want.
Or any dies.
Or any dies. You know, it's just about building it up. They just got distress oxides on them, but the tag is more about building the composition and using the antique paste to give that vintage paste look, and just working with crackle paste, because pretty much everybody has it, but sometimes we just need a refresher. And because the tag was requested. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay.
And again, apologies because I couldn't see what I was doing. So if I was all over the shop, yeah, just hit us up with questions. And don't forget to look out for our new set. Let us know, comments, what you think. Do you like the color scheme? Tell us that you can't wait for it. Things like that. And share and go to ECD Planner Facebook page and sign up for inspiration. I just want to show you how that ice effect is drying now on there. The new crystals, snow crystal and ice crystal effect. So let us know.
Can you show this just so that when we finish now, that anybody who missed it at the beginning?
Yeah, so anybody who missed this at the beginning, quick look through. If anybody has any suggestions for papers, kind of this themed, let us know. Let Dali know, and we'll get her working on some. Like, do you want to see florals? Do you want to see butterflies? What do you want to see? And obviously, within reason, we'll see what Dali can come up with and design. Okay, there you have it, guys. I'm out. I'm going to let Dali come here, and she can do some of just a little bit quick show and tell, really, of the expand paste. Like I said, the video's already gone up. I will also be posting some more videos straight from Pentart so that you guys can see ways to use your products that you have already purchased or are thinking about purchasing. Okie dokie. Yeah. She's coming. She's coming around the mountain. I can't sing. I better not sing. It's sunny here. I don't want it to rain. Here, I'll plug this in for you, Chicky.
Plugging me in. Okay. Hi, everybody. I hope I can do as good a job as Pip has in terms of seeing where the products are going to be. So I'm going to show you a few things today. As we said, we've already posted the video of the expand paste. Thank you to everybody who bought it. I know we still have stock in UK. We can always get it for you on pre-order, so it's not a problem. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share a couple of things that I did yesterday just to show you of what this looks like. It's very hard to explain. This is my little birdhouse we're doing for Mum. So let me just pull that up a little bit because obviously I've got a bigger angle there. And then you can see what I've been doing. This is the expand paste in white. And basically what this is it's like a puffy paste. When it goes on, it's extremely smooth. And then what happens is it starts to puff up. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to rust that effect on the top. And it's actually quite, it's not solid, it's nearly bouncy. And believe it or not, you can put this onto fabric and wash it. So I'm just going to show you a few techniques. Very quick, but some techniques. Now that was just taking it, putting it through a brick stencil, which we have, a Dali Art one. And I'll just show you that. It's a bit mucky, but it's still a brick stencil. And also I want to show you that if you do a 3D stencil, it gives you a slightly different effect, purely because of the depth of the product. So this is what happens with the 3D stencil and pigment paste. Now, can you see that? The depth of that, I'm hoping that will be captured for you. Whoops, bending it in my hand. So I've just done this on just a normal cardstock, and it just shows you how deep, the texture. I don't know if I can show you that. It's really hard.
You can see it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I want to just eat it.
Yeah, it's really puffy.
Do you remember when we were children, you used to get those little rice puffs in a packet for 5p at the shop?
So
people in the UK would know that. They're like those little coloured rice puffs.
So this is all about expand paste, and all I've done is we have to expand paste. So I'll just get my little tray. To expand paste, you can actually add the pigment pastes, which are absolutely beautiful. So you've got green, blue. You can add them to any of your pastes, by the way. The consistency really works well with the products, and even a black one. And I'll show you what I did with the black one. In fact, I'll show you a technique. Okay, so I don't want to keep you long. I know you've been there for quite a while already. Now, the other technique I did, and I wanted to explain this. So what I'm trying to explain is, if you put a layer down, I put the same layer down across here. However, what I did differently is that I didn't heat the bottom part as much, but I heated the top part more. Now, last week, when I did not last week, but the week prior to that, I did a bird cage. Lots of you bought the rust effect, the patina effect, and the moss effect. Now, look how I've used that to create the top part with the wall. Now, that looks like a real brick wall or an aged stone wall, and the definition is amazing.
So obviously I'm looking at the comments. How did you get the two effects? Because you got like super puffy, you got medium puffy, and then you got like pretty nice and smooth.
So let me show you, because I think that's the easiest way to show you. So when you get, I'm going to do it all with, I'm going to start off with the brick stencil, because I think that's easier for you to see as well. So I'm hoping that I'm at the right angle for this.
Yeah, I'll let you know, Hen.
Yeah, it might be too late by then. So I use a spatula. Any spatula will do, and the expand paste is a little pot like this. It's 50 mils. It goes a long way, because haven't even got halfway through it yet. I've done quite a few projects with it. All I do is place your stencil, and I'm just going to show you a little bit. And once you've placed it, just take your paste and go through. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit here, like this. Then what I'm going to do is to use all that up. Now I'm going to show you how to mix the black into it as well, because I want to show you two effects. I'm going to do it all on the same stencil while I'm at it. So it's really easy to do. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know why I wiped that because it was just clean. I'm going to take a little bit with my spatula. I'm just going to put it on the side of my craft sheet or your mat. Okay. To that, I'm going to add the black pigment. Now you can do this with any of the colours like I showed you on the clock stencil. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop it in. Just tiny weeny bit. This is amazing stuff. They're primary colours, so you can make your own colours. So there you go. Now if you think that's too light, go in again. Okay. So I'm going to add a little bit more because it was very tiny. Let's just add one more. I don't want to waste any of it because it's just so rich. Great to create watercolours from as well.
Are we stuck in more cameras?
Yes, we are. I know Elsa.
I know you definitely are, right?
Yes, we are. We've got some coming in at the end of the month, and I think most of them are accounted for, but I know Elsa's sending us some more. So yes, we are. We're stocking a lot more of our Elizabeth Crafts products.
Not end of June, like this probably in a week maybe.
Yeah, we've got one coming we've got one batch coming at the end of May. So it
should be coming.
Yeah,
because we're in June. I got confused
as well. So yeah, sorry. So this week they should arrive, and then and then we're going to get another shipment. So they're all on order. So all I've done is I've just put a little bit of that paste. Sorry, I got very confused then because it is June, isn't it?
I know. Already? I was like, no, what? Who?
Right. So all I've done is, and I might ask my helpful assistant to go and put this into water because I don't want it to stick, is I've just put that. And I actually like the effect you get when it's still wet, actually. Let me just wipe this so I'm sure it will be fine. You can see this is a Dali Dali project, not a Pip project. Oh, I like that. Created this really nice brick effect underneath. So you could use that, see, don't throw that away. So Pip and I are very good at this. So I don't know if you can see that. While I was doing it, I got this little bit of parchment and I've created this brick. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And so we could use that, and that would be amazing in the background.
And even in a journal, that would be brilliant.
So don't ever waste anything. Hopefully you can see that.
I think we've said that so much today that honestly, just do not waste anything, even when you're doing stuff like that.
Right. So this is what it looks about. That looks amazing. That could be a page.
Yeah.
So this is absolutely brilliant. So this is the paste. One side is a sort of black and one is white. That's only because I've added the black medium. So there you go. So you can see that she says pushing it right into the camera and blinding everybody. Right, this is where the magic happens.
Woohoo!
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat half of it gently. What's that? She's making fun of me. So let me just stop it there. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping the heat gun quite away. So that's how I'm going to do the bottom half. So I still want it to dry, but I don't want it to do this. Now watch this. The texture is absolutely amazing.
And it's like magic in front of your eye. So one's going to be plainish, one's going to be like super duper.
Yeah.
And one's going to be like really super duper.
Well, if you did a 3D stencil, it would be even bigger, be thicker. I just want to show you these two effects. So you still get a 3D effect with the when you don't dry as much. So that should be all right. No, we're not supposed to talk when the heat guns on. Right, so what I've done is, just to show you very quickly, put the paste through, one in white, one with a bit of black. So you could make it even darker if you wanted to. And what I've done is heated it a bit more and closer on the bottom bit, but I heated it a lot less on the top bit. Now let's show you. I'm going to do the bottom bit first with the wax paste. Now you could do this with a paint, you could do it with wax, you could do it with either. And what this will do is, I'm not joking, it just creates this beautiful, great again for the camera kit even, for anything, this texture. And I can't tell you, I just think it's amazing. Can you see that?
Yeah, we saw it when you did it before.
So hopefully you can see this.
Yeah.
I'm holding it up, but obviously I'm holding it a little bit longer.
Great,
because,
you've been doing really good though. Look how well.
Yeah, so we can't see anything.
You're doing really good.
Good. So I've just held that up. So now I'm going to work on how to create that moss effect brick wall at the bottom. Very easy technique. Let me just show you anybody who's missed my brick wall. Oh, brilliant. So the effect is absolutely amazing. I mean, that would be great snow.
I was looking at that. I'm thinking of my little Christmas camera kit now.
So you got that. I'm just showing you that. Right, what I did, so anybody who bought the patina kit last week, anybody who bought the rust effect, anybody who bought the moss effect, here we go. Let's use them. That's what it's all about, is just using them. So I'm just going to put a little bit of brown down. I'm just going to make this really lovely. A little bit more. I'm always so little I put. Hate wasting product. So what we're doing here is we're taking that beautiful rust kit that everybody I know has probably got. I don't know if you've got some over there, Pip. Have you got? You might have one or two, mightn't you? But they come like this to us. The rust and the patina come like this to us.
Yes, I'll get you the rest of it.
It's okay. It's anybody who's never seen it will understand that there's 5 components to it.
Yeah.
And absolutely beautiful.
Taking over all your space.
She has.
Dali's working in a confined area.
And here, you don't even have to use the 3D powder because it is so, so good. We haven't got much of this brown left, so I'm just going to use it out of the pot. There we go. Right. Let's start that lovely effect that I love. So what we're doing now is we're just going to start to stipple with a brush, like a sort of a flat, hard cut-off brush. Can you see it? It's probably one I messed up. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to start to build this wall. And it's absolutely brilliant. And you can go back and heat this. So if you want to, you can actually do that. And again, depending on your wall, it might be darker, it might be lighter, it might have shading, different shading. This is just like what I wanted to just show you, that you can create all these effects, and the effect of the actual, I'll keep that for a moment, the expand is amazing. I'm just blowing it through again just to dry that. And already it looks like this really rusty wall. And I've only just done a very little bit. I haven't taken a lot of time to do it. And then what I do is I go in with the moss effects, which I absolutely love. I love these colours. Green is my favourite colour. So all I'm going to do that, hopefully she's not watching me. That's all I ever hope for. Because I'm going to go in, look at that. So we've got a little mossy wall going on here. Then add a little bit of the light one. I just wanted to share this effects with you, and you can easily add anything to this. I'm going a little bit, just want a little bit of the light one, not too much. There we go. The fibres in the moss effect really give you this moss effect. And then on top of that, you've got this beautiful shading, the texture. There we go. I'm going to leave it at that because I know we've had you for over an hour probably now, and I just want to show you the effects I've created with that. There you go. So hopefully you can see that, and it looks good, and so you can see the definition there. Now if you use the 3D stencil that we stock on the Shock Art range, you'll realise, and even with some of the Dali Art stencils and Pip Art stencils. So there you go. So I'm holding it still for more than usual. And that's what Expand does for you. So if you've never used Expand Paste, let us know if you have used it and show us some examples. Otherwise, well, I really think it's something that everybody should have in their little mixed media stash. So I think that's gorgeous. Everything from us today, isn't it? Was there anything else we needed to show?
No, I think we've shown so much today.
This one. Oh, puppy.
I want to eat it.
So we've got a few techniques there for you just to show you. Again, you can do all this on fabric as well, on glass, on any of it.
Yeah, there's a YouTube video, Judy, out there that shows you to use it on fabric. We can probably bring this up so that they can see it, so we're not talking amongst ourselves and they see our bellies grumbling.
Yeah.
So Judy, yes, you can use it on fabric because it is machine washable. So that means that it can go up to 40 Celsius, I believe. So probably warm water. So yeah, there's a brilliant YouTube video that I've posted on my Facebook page where they've actually used it on a black canvas bag, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Black canvas bag. Dali's just reading your comments. On a black canvas bag, and with the pigment paste, if you're going to use it on black and you're going for like a canvas bag or an apron or something like that, and you want to give it color, then I mean you went relatively, you were stingy on your pigment paste, I think. But if you look at the video, it will show you the brightness you can get from using the pigment paste. Pigment paste can be used in a lot of stuff, including your modeling pastes, to color your modeling paste, your art stones, pretty much anything that's water-based you can color with the pigment paste. And they are really a pigment. They are really thick. All you need is one drop Treat it like a food dye, really super thick food dye. And then there's a gorgeous sun yellow, but there's 5 colors that are available.
Primary colours, aren't they?
How many?
Primary colours.
Primary colours, yeah. So you can mix and match these. And then we won't get into it, but they have a sister set. We moved the table. We have a sister set, which is transparent, which will actually give you a see-through transparent look. But that's another show.
Yep.
So there you have it. And
just want to say thank you.
Yeah,
stay safe, stay well.
Just
want to on for an hour now.
Have we been on for an hour? That's good. That's not bad. We got through a lot, didn't we?
We did.
And you did some really good demos. And I like how you did that. You should put wax paste on there. That's such a neat effect.
Okay.
Here I go again. I really love it.
Again.
Can you see the wax paste on that? I don't know if you can, but it's such a neat effect. Now eat it.
Oh. So somebody asked, can they make their camera kit waterproof? Now we have a Decor Soft Touch varnish, which makes it feel like suede.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It's a brand new product from Pentart. Now, we haven't tried it.
No, I think do you have it on your box?
Yes, I do have it on my box, but you can't obviously feel it.
Really tell?
No, but I can grab the bottle from the table. Now, this is something I absolutely love because I put it all on my sewing box. I put it on my... It's just a very thin varnish. It dries clear, but it gives you a matte suede velvet finish. And it is absolutely beautiful. So if anybody wants to make something, it's not, when I say it's waterproof, you can't put it in the washing machine, but you're not going to put your camera kit, but it will stop you getting stains on your camera kits.
Yeah.
And the other thing you can use is the Stamperia transparent primer as well, which can also give you a coating.
And any of the varnishes that you can get, water-based varnishes, matte and glossy. So if you want to make your papers glossy, you can use a Pentart glossy finish. In terms of printing, just so you know, like people might want to know if I've done that on a laser printer or an inkjet printer. Mine is actually, or ours is actually a inkjet printer, and I actually did a demo for my friends using this printer because we were all talking about what's the best printer to get and cost-wise and cost-effective and for this kind of printing. So we had done some testing and we had done a live video with my friends showing them that using this inkjet printer, it's an Epson, using this printer, printing on these papers, whether it was on just regular copier paper, whether it was 80-pound paper, 60-pound paper, or the 110 paper, we took a spritzer bottle of water to it. And we were so super excited because with the inkjet printer, they did not run. They stayed true to their color, they stayed true to their design and their style. So we actually have a 12 by 12 printer.
We do.
But for the camera kit, just a regular
color printer.
Color printer is fine.
Yeah.
And your local print shops will do it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem.
I think it's just the way it's going with COVID, trying to get these printed. And the cost related to it, and then also a lot of people are starting to do digital downloads. But one day, if you guys are that adamant, I'm sure Dolly could make an 8x8 book.
Yes, we have obviously we have some printed 8x8 books, but we have a lot of we're putting together a lot of digital books, which some of you have already obviously purchased. But we're putting a whole range together, which is extremely exciting. So
that's right. You got another range.
So I just like to design. So we will see you all next Tuesday.
Yeah, we will be doing on Tuesday, the fox or the squirrel, one or the other is basically teaching you how to make that tag and building it up. Let me know what you need. I will do a post on it. And Dali will be on Saturday.
Yeah, we will be doing another Facebook Live with Crafting Together with All Brands.
That's right.
7 p.m. for the UK folks and 11 a.m. for the Canadian folks. So if you want to join us on that, please do. We haven't posted it yet, and so we'll be doing that. A lot of you have asked us for workshops. Obviously with the COVID, we are still obviously being very social distancing, especially because of our parents,
and just in terms of talking to everybody, whether they're on the TV doing Create and Craft or Hochanda, or whether they're actually teaching workshops here, or whether they're people we know from Stamperia or Pentart teaching workshops. It seems everything's gone digital because there are so many protocols that you do have to follow, and with the second wave coming, that people, especially teachers, you know, we also have a responsibility to protect everybody. So everybody we've talked to and all the people, you know, that we work with in the industry, you know, it's always coming back to we're doing everything by Zoom or we're doing everything by Facebook. Don't know when workshops will resume at this point. So
we're going to be doing a Zoom workshop.
Yeah, it'll be Zoom. I think, you know, feedback is great. Facebook is great, but and one of us can follow your comments. But it's great to see you guys and to be able to see your progress so that you can lift up your project as you're working with us and show us where you're at, or put your hand up if you have a question. One of us, you know, who is sitting doing the workshop with the one that's teaching, I can keep an eye out for it if Dali's teaching it, and I can see your hand go up and answer your questions or tell you the next steps, talk about the product. So that's what we would like to do. We'd like to follow suit of what everybody else is doing. Nobody's really doing live workshops at this point. And maybe it will become a thing of the future, Dali.
It may do. And this way we can both be a part of it.
And we can be a part of it even when you go back.
Yes.
Right.
So, yeah. So we have got, shall we show one project we've got in mind for Zoom as a workshop?
Oh, we've got a couple.
I know, but we'll show one because we don't want to confuse them any more than they need to be confused. Because I'm always
confused. Saying my people are confusable?
Never. Just me.
Your people, my people. Go on then. She's just got a bee in her bonnet because she made this really gorgeous canvas thing. And yeah, but there we've got loads of projects. And you know, the funny thing is they were under this table and I think somebody hit them. But we've got a couple of projects up our sleeves that we're going to do on Zoom. But Dali's left me to do this because she knows I like doing the show and tell part. I think I should have been on The Price is Right. So here we have a gorgeous wooden canvas, and we have got Voyagers. I don't know what you're seeing or what you're not seeing. I'll try and do a close up. This is really steampunk grungy style, and Dali's just gone to town on this. So are you saying this will be our first
Zoom video?
Zoom video.
So we'll be doing a kit for it. We'll be charging a small fee for it.
Yeah.
But it will be a closed group.
It will definitely be a closed group. The Zoom will only be for people that have signed up for this and got the products and are going to do the kit with us. Just like any other workshop that you would normally do, and the way that the industry is working right now.
And there's a lot of 3D elements. If you just turn it on its side as well, you can see.
Yeah, lots of 3D elements. Sorry, again, can't see myself. Oh, that's hard not seeing myself for so long.
She's such a drama queen.
Such a drama queen. But you can't really, you know, obviously tell on here probably as well as you'd want to tell. But there it is. So that's it. This will be the first Zoom project. It's been decided by Dali. She just announced this. We did not have a meeting about this. We did not. No, I'm just kidding. We did not have a meeting about this. We talked about the Zoom and that we would mention it, but see, she pulled a fast one on there on me. She pulled out her project before I could get mine out. But chances are I'll probably get Dali to them. She's just so much more talented than me anyway.
No, that's not true.
So there you have it. That's it for today. Come and say bye, Dali.
Okay, because there'll be Mummy's tea time.
It's Mummy's tea time. I just passed Mummy's tea time. And anybody that's got mail out deliveries, I'm going to do them right after tea today. And thank you everybody for your
news. In about an hour's time.
In about an hour's time, because tea turns into how's everybody doing, how's your morning been and everything. Thank you for all the new Stamperia orders and new collections went out. We've been so busy with that.
So if anybody wants to place an order,
do it now.
Do it now, otherwise you will have to wait probably until August.
Yeah.
So please, if anybody's got wants to do
it
that,
now.
Do it now.
Yeah, if there's anything you've seen, go on Dali's site because Dali has more variety than I do. Let me know if you're in Canada or in the States or wherever or however you want to work it. If you want to get it from the UK, that's okay because there's no Iron Team. And
mine.
Yeah, mine. There's an M for me. Let us know, and we'll make it happen. But yeah, STEM Period's got some stuff coming out late June, and then a second set coming out in July. So all those orders that have been placed, know that you might get one book but not the other. It's just the way they're releasing them, and I think it has a lot to do with what's COVID, going on in the world with COVID. So thank you so much for that support. We can't thank you guys enough as always, and we won't keep you any longer because we love you and we want you to go have your lunch and eat and be able to join us on Saturday and next Tuesday. Thank you, Els. Thank you, Esther, because without you guys, and thank you, Dali, without you, I couldn't have done this amazing project, which I have to say I'm so proud of. Okay, now I can say goodbye. I never let her talk.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye-bye.